He's back there. We didn't see him most of the ride. He back there with whatever thing he hitting off for 22 hours, right?
Turns out even Diddy's own ex-assistant knew that Diddy was jiggling men in his free time, and he overhandedly talked about it during his interview. This means that everyone around Diddy's circle had a clear or vague idea that Diddy was sleeping with men. Derek Watkins must have not realized that his story would out his boss, but it did, and we wouldn't doubt someone who was so close to Diddy to the point where he became a celebrity on his own.
You know, denim jacket and a Ralph Lauren purple label raglan sleeve cashmere sweater, a little
casual chic.
Yeah, a little Marc Jacobs.
His fame all started with an umbrella back in the early 2000s when Derek Watkins was famously known as Farnsworth Bentley, a play on the character Bootney Lee Farnsworth from the 1975 film Let's Do It Again, after assuming the role of an umbrella-toting, full-time butler for Diddy. The addition of Bentley to Diddy's entourage and his newfound persona were a result of the rapper needing to clean up his act after being acquitted of gun possession and bribery charges stemming from a nightclub shootout in 1999. Bentley himself said that Diddy nicknamed him Farnsworth because he liked him and he first hated the name but went along with it because it benefited the both of them. It didn't take long for the former personal valet and assistant to grow his own brand and build a name for himself in television, music, and even literature. While Bentley may have put down the umbrella for greater pursuits, he definitely made his mark on pop culture and made himself a hip-hop topic of conversation for years to come. His slip and outing on Diddy solidifies all the rumors that have been going around of Diddy's sexuality. He is not the only one who has had some insight on the subject, and Jaguar also had a lot to say about Big Guy Diddy. Wright was out to expose the entire music industry lately, publicly airing out Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige, Common, and The Roots on social media. She posted a lengthy video on Instagram to address Diddy, promising to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. She then went ahead and said that she knew of Diddy's association with men because she had hired an entertainment lawyer around 2003 who had just left Bad Boy, who told her so. She withheld the attorney's name for fear of retaliation. Turns out the lawyer had confided in Wright and shared an unsettling story about her time at the label. Wright said that Diddy had a meeting with singer and New Jack City actor Christopher Williams about possibly signing a demo deal. The attorney needed to get approval for some paperwork, and so she decided to go to Diddy's office to have him sign the documents. Wright said the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. When she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. That was surely a surprising sight, but it didn't bother the lawyer so much as it embarrassed her. She played it cool until Diddy brought it up the next day. He was allegedly aggressive, asking her if she intended on telling anyone. Obviously, she was not going to tell anyone while still working for him. But she politely asked him why he hadn't locked the door, to which he reportedly replied, "I'll do whatever the FCK I want to do in my building." Diddy purportedly told the lawyer that it was power that made him do stuff like that. "If I could make a man suck my DCK, I could make people do anything for money." This means that Diddy had asked Christopher Williams to give him a fellatio in exchange for a demo deal and a check just because he wanted to exert power over him. This angered Wright, and she said in the video, "That's what you said, Puff, about Christopher Williams sucking your DCK for a demo deal, and you cut him a check. And you chased that young woman out of New York just like you tried to chase Wendy Williams out of New York. And she came to work for me." Wright also said that Diddy still fired the attorney even though she wasn't going to spill his secrets. This must have been so devastating for the young woman who had thought she had secured a job that would be the ride of her life. Wright said she was a wonderful woman and she was a brilliant attorney and she thought she was signing up for the ride of her life. She continued, she was gonna be head of legal at Bad Boy Entertainment and be a female, like that was a big deal. Until she accidentally walked in on her boss's office and caught him getting head from a movie star, which he said was done for nothing more than an exercise of power. Wright was adamant that Diddy had threatened to ruin the attorney's life if she ever told anyone. And now that Wright had told the entire world of what had happened, she told Diddy not to try and harm her in any way because she had nothing to do with Diddy's bizarre desire for power. "You better not try to do nothing to her either," Wright said. "She ain't had nothing to do with you being no sodomite, forcing men to do degrading acts just so you could prove how FC King powerful you are." Diddy was the only artist that Wright exposed, and whilst a few have chosen to respond, most of the artists, including Diddy himself, have remained silent on the matter. As much as most of the stuff she was saying have never had any evidence to back them up, Wright may have found herself some validation by way of Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, who supported the notion that Diddy was actually gay. The former bodyguard took to his Instagram to set the record straight in respect to Wright's various claims, confirming and denying some of the allegations. He said that his fans kept sending him stuff about what Wright was claiming and that a lot of the stuff she was saying was real. He continued on saying that he remembered seeing Jaguar in Philadelphia many years ago at a club during a time when Diddy told R&B singer Music Soulchild to take that turban off his head. Returning to focus on the matter at hand after further appreciating Wright some more for what she's doing. He addressed claims she made of him being paid to keep quiet. He corrected Wright and said that he was never paid off by anyone, and after attempts to clear the air surrounding the claims pertaining to him, he continued in what looks like confirmation for some of Wright's claims. Deal went on to say that he had seen a lot being around his former boss that incited him to start praying and quote scripture. Gene Deal said, "I'm the one who came out here, to let you'll know. I've seen some of the devil SHT." Gene also went ahead and made more claims in another video that seemed to confirm Wright's allegations on Diddy, or at least add fuel to the fire. In the lengthy video, Deal mentions Diddy being sexually fluid often, and that he once took Exhibit to a gay club. He also alleged that unlike all the other people talking on Diddy's sexuality, he had personally witnessed the Bad Boy CEO engage in activity with other men. "I know that for a fact because I was right there," he claimed. He said, "Yo, Gene, watch the door that don't let nobody come through." I said, "I'll watch the door, and if I watch the door and him and a man ran out naked and I said that, ain't nobody told me that. I saw that myself," he said emphatically. "I'm telling you what I saw." He explained more on what he meant when he said he had seen Diddy engage with men with his own eyes on another show where he claimed that he was with Diddy in the early 2000s, as he accompanied the mogul into an exotic bookstore. While in the store, Gene said that Diddy purchased a bag full of sex toys. In particular, he claims that Diddy bought a few butt plugs. And the story gets even crazier because he said that he and Diddy then went to North Carolina with the toys and Diddy hooked up with a man. When they arrived at their hotel, Diddy allegedly told Gene that he wanted to visit fellow rapper Ja Rule in his private suite. Gene claimed that he tried to dissuade Diddy from pulling up to Ja Rule's suite unannounced. But Diddy was persistent. Later during the day, Ja Rule's cousin came to the hotel and wanted to get into the suit despite being warned not to by Gene. The commotion from the two men made Diddy and Ja Rule appear in nothing but towels, and it solidified the idea of what the two men were using butt plugs for to Gene. We already know that 50 Cent is going to have a field day with this new revelation because he has been claiming for ages that Diddy swings towards the same side. A fan on Twitter said, "Diddy's definitely gay, LMFAO. I don't know no grown straight man that's not gonna address a gay rumor that's been circulating for years." Another said, "Why Kersha ain't leave Diddy yet? All these gay rumors about him. You can't beat those allegations, Ike. Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts." That's it for this video. Guys,